What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the final episode of the My Player Career Mode series, guys. Today, we're going to be taking a look at how Ben performed over the course of this 124 episode series. Obviously, this one being the 125th episode, or around those lines anyways. But we're going to take a look at how Ben performed as a player. And then, of course, at the end of today's video, or near the end, there will be a top 10 goals for you guys to vote on. And you can cast your vote later on in the series. I will explain how that will be done. But for now, guys, we're going to take a look at Ben's stats throughout the entirety of this series. Take a look at how he fared, what he did, what he achieved, and all of that. And I just want to say before we do this, massive thank you to all of you who supported this series throughout. I know you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it as well. And again, without you guys, it wouldn't have been possible in order for me to do all this. So thank you so much for that as well. So without further ado, let's jump into Ben's performances as a footballer. Take a look at everything that he achieved. We're going to kind of be taking you through a season-by-season basis, and then we'll do an overall tally of everything. So, of course, the first season, he began his career at Wolves, moving on loan to Ipswich in year one, which is the reason why Ben became the manager of Ipswich on that little bonus episode. In terms of how he performed, of course, Ipswich were promoted to the Premier League with Ben in their side. He achieved an average rating of 8 in the first season, which was pretty damn ridiculous, and they were able to get to the playoff final, which they ended up winning in order to go up towards the Premier League. Man of the matches, 18 in total, 10 team of the weeks, and more importantly, 4 player of the month, which is insane. Because when you think about it, that means he had 4 of, 10 player of the months all going to one player. So, incredible season. He didn't win the player of the year, though, but he did actually manage to get 45 appearances, 22 of which were wins, 16 draws, 7 defeats, scoring 20 goals and assisting 8 along the way. So definitely got the goal-scoring touch for a midfielder, assisting a little bit less than you would expect, though. From that season, it was time to go back to Wolves. He spent no time at Wolves, only ever featuring, in a pre-season game for them, but he never actually played for them in total. So it was kind of weird in that aspect of them. As soon as he went back to Wolves, as you can see there on his loan, he went into the second season where he did play a couple of games for Wolves. I think they were they actually in the preseason tour as well, potentially, or were they in the league? I can't exactly remember, but I know he went back to Wolves in 2018-19, of course, and he ended up leaving that season for Spurs. So 9 team of the weeks in total in this year, 3 player of the months, all of which were achieved at Spurs, as you can see. There is the confirmation that he did join Spurs. He achieved an 8.2 average rating and got man of the match in 11 of the Spurs games he featured in. And he featured in a career best 56 appearances, winning 41 of them, which is sensational. Returning 25 goals and 28 assists. So for the first time, more assists than goals in the series in one of the seasons. But more importantly, he picked up 2 red cards this year, which was kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Because season 1, I don't think he had 1. No, he didn't. And then season 2 picked up 2 red cards back to back, pretty much in a short period of time. So kind of strange to see that, but less player of the month in this one. Of course, it was a little bit harder. It was the Premier League, and that is the reason why. Reaching the final of the Emirates FA Cup, and they didn't actually win. I don't think they lost it. They won the Carabao Cup though, and managed to finish in first in the division. So a domestic double for Spurs in Ben's first season there. We move on to the next one though, where he would then leave to join Real Madrid a season after joining Spurs themselves. He went over to Spain to take part in La Liga, average rating of 7.9, which again is very, very good. He featured in 56 games, like he did for Spurs, I do believe. Yeah, 56, winning 1 more than he did at Spurs, which is a little bit better, I guess you could say. 19 team of the week, 7 player of the month, but more importantly, his first player of the year. You could say, and you could argue, that he won it whilst at Spurs as well, because he was technically a Spurs player when he won it, until he joined Real Madrid. And, of course, it does run on a year-to-year basis. So he spent half the season at Spurs, half the season at Real Madrid. So it was his first player of the year, and if I stand corrected, it might have been his only player of the year in the entirety of this series, which is pretty mad when you think about it. Winning the Champions League, finishing first in La Liga, finishing the semi-finals of the Copa de España, another domestic double for Ben, 30 goals on the way, 25 assists, again, a really good season. And as I mentioned, more importantly, that player of the year coming to him for the first time in the series. He then spent the second season at Real again, like he did for the first one, winning the Copa Europe, reaching the final of the Super Copa, winning La Liga again, finishing only in the quarterfinals this time of the Champions League and reaching the final of the Copa de España. So a lot to work on in this season for Real. But only 2 player of the months, 10 team of the weeks, and no player of the year for him in this 2021 season. averaged his same match rating, I do believe, or no, one less than he did in the previous year. So you can kind of say that's the reason why. I mean, Real did reach more finals, but they also lost a couple in there as well. So you have to take that into consideration when you decide upon it. Into 2021-2022, and I stand corrected, because as you can see there, he did actually win another Player of the Year here. I don't remember this one, but regardless, he went to Manchester United, finishing second in the Premier League behind Chelsea. They won the Carabao Cup, won the FA Cup, doing a double, reaching the semi-finals of the Champions League. But, you know, it kind of eluded him this season, the Premier League title, which he won with Spurs a few seasons before that. 13 Man of the Matches, 11 Team of the Weeks, a Player of the Month in there as well, and that Player of the Year for the second time in the series, which I was standing corrected with, because I didn't think that he won it on this season, but he did, so I will take that on the chin. 35 goals, 24 assists in this first season at Manchester United. It was a really good year, and of course, after it, we knew what was to be done. We knew Ben wanted to win the league, and not only did he win the league, he won everything. Pretty much everything available to him. Playing for Man United, averaging an 8.2 average rating in 22-23, finishing first, winning the Community Shield, winning the Premier League, winning the Champions League, winning the Carabao Cup, winning the FA Cup, Man of the Match, 9 Team of the Weeks, 3 Player of the Months, 1 Player of the Year. So that's 3 in total. In fact, I may have got this wrong. I thought Player of the Year was the Ballon d'Or winner, but it might have just been Player of the Year for the league itself. That could be the reason why, in which case he did win quite a few Player of the Years for the leagues, but I do only think he won 1 Player of the Year throughout the entirety of the series in terms of the Ballon d'Or. So when they say Player of the Year, I'm not sure if they mean Ballon d'Or winner or league winner, as in, like, you know, Player of the League in that type of thing. I'm going to assume it is Ballon d'Or, but I don't remember him winning 3. So anyways, so they're another Player of the Year anyways. 24 Man of the Matches, 9 Team of the Weeks, 3 Player of the Months. But look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trophies that he won there. He won everything that he could win with Manchester United in 2022-2023. Reaching 62 appearances, scoring a humongous 40 goals, which is striker levels of goals, really, isn't it? And 27 assists as well, takes his tally up to a very, very good amount of goals and assists. You'll see the overall in a few moments, but that was probably one of the best seasons in the series. I think the best Ben, as in the best, like, you know, where he played with the most creative freedom and looked the best, was probably at Spurs, but you have to say the serial winner that Ben was came at Manchester United in this season specifically, because then after that, he wanted a new challenge. He realised that potentially he needed to find a new challenge, and he got a new challenge, going to West Ham United on loan. 7.8 match rating, only finishing 8th in the Premier League with them, but that wasn't what his aim was. He wanted to bring some continental glory to a team that maybe shouldn't have had it, and that team fell to West Ham United. And in this remarkable season, they would go on to win the Champions League. So West Ham fans, if you're out there, for you, then according to Ben, if you have a player like him in your side in 2023, 2024, you're going to win the Champions League. Enjoy it. So 11 Man of the Matches, 4 Team of the Week, 0 Player of the Month, to be expected when you finish in 8th. But ultimately, 45 appearances with 30 goals and 22 assists. He was instrumental. And you'll remember that final against Monaco, it was sensational. West Ham United, I do believe, fell to like 3-1 down, came back to win the game with Ben instigating it, really, didn't he? So yeah, that was just a remarkable game, and it's probably one of my favourite games I think I've played of FIFA in a long period of time. That one sticks in the back of my mind. If you missed that, go back and check it out. The West Ham United versus Monaco Champions League final is probably one of the games, if not the game of the series. So after that, we knew what was coming next, and we were just waiting to see. I said to you guys that potentially that was going to be the case, that it would be last season galore. But there was time for one final move, that going to Arsenal, where he would achieve a Premier League title for the first time, getting an 8.2 match rating, 17 Man of the Matches, 9 Team of the Weeks, 4 Player of the Months, no Player of the Year. But again, this was one of those seasons where you think to yourself that he kind of slowed down a little bit, only achieving 27 goals, 10 assists in 43 games. It's still a great return, but when you compare it to the past seasons, you know, the numbers he was putting up was just sensational. This season was a bit slow, but at least they were able to win the league. And after that, of course, there was no time for anything else, as they would play in the World Cup sorry, is it that one or that one? We played the Confed Cup and the World Cup. He didn't play for Arsenal, I don't believe, in any of these games here. And it was pretty much just time for the World Cup and the Confed Cup. Winning the Champions League, but he wasn't part of it. Same thing goes. So this season, and I do believe this season we are currently in right now, they are, of course, irrelevant because we only played with England in these two final seasons. Didn't play for Arsenal. The only season he spent on Arsenal were here, of course. So, overall then, guys, what does that leave us with? Well, 7 clubs, 5 league titles, 5 domestic cups won, 4 continental cups won. He's on a current wage of 580 grand a week, but that doesn't matter. Current value, 14 million for a 96 rated cam. Steal. 9 team of the weeks, 4 player of the months, and right there, 1 player of the year. So I do believe, guys, that the player of the year that you see here is for the Ballon d'Or, but the other ones that we've seen going through are for the actual league player of the year. So, as I said, I only actually remember him getting in 1 Ballon d'Or, so that would be that one, I'm going to assume. But overall, guys, we played 443 games in the series, winning 298 of them, drawing 88 and losing 57. A remarkable 255 goals scored with 175 assists, 38 yellow cards, 5 red cards. And once I do the maths, I will tell you how many that was. Unless my maths is wrong, guys, I think that is 430 goals contributions in 443 games, which is remarkable, really, isn't it? Yeah, he scored more goals than he assisted, but as a cam, he had the goal-scoring touch, he did what he needed to do, and overall, I just believe that that was probably one of the more important things about this series, and I've not done cam before. I did striker, obviously, in FIFA 17, FIFA 18, we chose cam. I'm not sure for FIFA 19 what position we'll go with. Maybe you guys want to throw a suggestion down in the comments below, but of course, for FIFA 19, when it does come around, there will be another My Player series, and we'll probably go back to myself, DJ Wood, and try and make him into the world of football again. Bit different, and maybe choose a different position as well on top of that one. But guys, that is how Ben performed over the course of the series. As I said, we had some memorable moments. The final for West Ham against Monaco. We had some memorable goals as well, which you're likely to see in a few moments' time. Just note, though, when I did actually pick these goals for the top 10, it was incredibly difficult. I had to sit there for pretty much probably 3 or 4 hours going through my videos that I'd made on the series, looking at the goals we scored and trying to deliberate on the top 10. If you guys have any suggestions for ones that I may have missed, then put them down in the comments, and I certainly check those out as well. But without further ado, guys, I will give you guys information on how to vote for your favourite goal in just a few moments' time. But here are the top 10 that I have decided to show you guys as part of this final video for the series. Enjoy, guys. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you can vote for your top 10 goals of the series or vote for your favourite out of the top 10. There should be a poll either in the top right-hand side on the I button. If I can't do enough, because I'm not sure if YouTube will let me put 10 different things in to vote for as part of the poll, then I will leave a straw poll in the description and in the comments down below for you guys to check out. So take a look at the top right or the description or the comments section, and there should be something for you guys to vote on for your favourite goal. Of course, I think all 10 of those will worthy have been in the list, but I've got to say my personal favourite is the one against Arsenal for Spurs, where the ball goes over the top, right-footed volley, in off the post. You just don't hit a ball sweeter than that. And that is it then, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to end off the FIFA 18 My Player Career Mode series. Thank you so much for all of you for watching. We already made Ben a manager, but it is time to retire from the world of football. So without further ado, let's do that now. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Confirm the retirement. It is done and dusted. Ben is no longer a professional footballer. And that is it. Of course, we already made the Ben as a Manager series or little off video, so you can check that out as well. It would have been uploaded before this one, but I just want to say thank you, as I said earlier, for everything that you guys have done for me and the channel over this series. Really appreciate it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy FIFA 19's My Player Career Mode as much as you did this one. We'll have some memorable moments again, memorable goals and such. And as I said, if you do have a suggestion for any position you want to see Ben, or myself, sorry, players in the FIFA 19 version of Player Career Mode, do leave me a comment down below. But that's it from me for this series, guys. Of course, we'll still be uploading the Hamburg Career Mode and a few of the other ones on this channel. So do stick around. There's other videos on here and you might enjoy those. But in terms of the My Player, I will see you all again for FIFA 19 in a little over a month and a half's time-ish. I'm not sure when it actually comes out. So we'll say 2 months to be on the safe side. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Thank you so much for watching. See you all again soon, guys. Adios.